Hi, this is Mark from On The Beeb. Many of you will have seen the recent videos that have been going viral all over the internet of people taking magnets and sticking it to their arm on the point of injection. Now, this is causing a certain amount of questions that are flying around the country and flying around the world. And what sparked my interest even more is that the fact checkers have jumped on top of this and called it false. Well, it just so happens that one of the first videos that went viral, that created the hashtag the magnet challenge, happened to be by a friend of mine called Carl. So I've decided to jump on a train, come down to Littlehampton and find out for myself on camera whether the magnet does stick to the point of injection.
But the more you rub it across, the more it's sticking. It's like it's in different places. So this is my mum. She had the Pfizer vaccine.
8th of March.
8th of March, so a couple of weeks ago. See, that's clearly sticking there now. Try and stick it on her hand. I don't know what to say about that, guys.
Oh my God.
As COVID-19 vaccines continue to roll out across the country, so do the many questions and even misconceptions about the shot. Here to help separate fact from fiction is infectious diseases specialist Dr. Isaac Bogosh. Videos have been making the rounds on social media showing people who have received the Pfizer shot and like they put a magnet to their arm at the site of the dose.
It does not contain a microchip. That's basically all I can say about that. It does not. It's just a vaccine. You can go online, you can see exactly what the ingredients are. You can see that it's really just made out of a little bit of genetic mRNA and basically some components to stick it all together, which is fats, sugars, and salts. And that's all it is. There's not much to it.
Still under 50% in this country when it comes to people who've had at least one shot. Canada, they say, is about to pass us percentage-wise, and that's because a lot of Americans are, what's the word I'm looking for? Crazy. We have a lot of crazy people here. A new line of lunacy from anti-vaccination is called the Magnet Challenge. Have you heard of this? This is a number of thick-armed conspiracy theorists have taken to social media to claim that since they got vaccinated, their arm now has magnetic properties at where they were, presumably because of the microchip that was implanted when they got the shot.
And there it is.
Come closer.
Sticking to my arm. That's where I got the shot. And here's the magnet on the arm. I didn't get the shot. You go figure it out. We're chipped. We're all
Well, your children definitely are, that's for sure. I don't know. What makes these people think anyone is interested enough in them to track them? Where could that woman possibly be going? She just left Walmart. She's en route to Joanne Fabric. And there are a lot of people claiming this. Here's another one.
If you want to come and get magnets, come right here. If you want to test and see and do this magnet challenge for the COVID-19 and your arm challenge, come right here. They got the magnets right here.
Well, at least he's promoting local businesses as he battles COVID-19. So this guy, by the way, tried a bunch of magnetic experiments on himself, and all of them led to only one conceivable conclusion.
Right where I got my shot. Can't make this up. This is a stud finder.
That's right. It found a stud right there is what it did. I don't know about you, but I definitely believe the guy with 40 bottles of Lysol on his shelf. He not only proved it with a magnet and a stud finder, he proved it with a compass, too.
Y'all seen that move?
We did? So I'm watching this guy, whose name, by the way, is Robert, and in one of the clips he posted, in the background, you can hear our show. He's watching our show while doing these experiments, which, Robert, if you're watching right now, first of all, I want you to know, I'm also watching you. I've been watching you for years now, Robert. I see everything you do. I put those magnets not only in your arms, your whole body is filled with them, from your ears all the way down to your feet, and when the time is right, I will summon you. You'll be lifted up to our home planet, COVID-19, where we will live out our days magnetized to each other. Well, if he wasn't out of his mind before, he definitely is now. So
I was watching the dumbest video yesterday where people were thinking that when they were getting the COVID vaccine that they're getting microchipped, and they were proving it with magnets. They were sticking magnets on themselves, and the magnets were clinging to the area where they got the COVID shot.
And they were, from this, they were concluding
that you're getting microchipped, and that somehow or another this magnet was being held in place.
So I take it you would think of that as a mind parasite.
I don't know what that is. I mean, I think it's either a hoax or...
How about a conspiracy theory? Can we go there?
Yeah, sure.
So here we have full fact. COVID-19 vaccines do not make you magnetic. Our verdict: this is false. The vaccines do not contain a microchip, and there is nothing in a vaccine that could cause a magnet to stick to your skin after getting it. Reuters. Vaccines for the COVID-19 do not contain metals or microchips that make recipients magnetic at the site of injection, physics and medical experts have told Reuters. These experts are not named, funny that. Oh, now we come to my favourite, Snopes. Do videos show magnets sticking to people's arms after COVID-19 vaccine? A handful of viral clips attempted to further a conspiracy theory about the COVID-19 vaccine. Now there's a picture of Carl's mum Lorraine, with the big sign saying false. Claim: viral videos showed magnets stuck on people's arms after they received the COVID-19 vaccines, purportedly demonstrating that vaccines contain metal devices or ingredients. Rating: false. Today, in a little village outside, a little town outside Littlehampton, we have Carl and his mum Lorraine. You might recognise these faces. They made a little video that went viral, but let's hear the story. How did this all start, Carl?
So I have like a little news channel that I like to put stuff on, and I got sent a video about a week before I tried it myself. It was of somebody sticking a magnet on their arm where they claim to have had the Pfizer vaccine, and then they put the magnet on their other arm and it just falls off, and you know, they were saying that it was sticking where they'd had the jab. Now at first I didn't want to share it, I didn't really believe it, mostly because the first video I saw was on TikTok. Now I know with TikTok there's all these weird edits and trends and kind of things that people like to do. And now it wasn't until people were messaging me every single day saying, please try this, please try this. And I received a document saying that it's happening as well, and that you have to use a neodymium magnet. So I was like, right, okay then, the best way to do this is to find somebody I know that's had the jab to begin with, and just see if a magnet sticks. So I called my lovely mother, and even though she thinks that I'm bonkers, which she'll probably confirm herself, I called her up. She said, I'm at the garden centre at the minute, but I'll pop round. And well, you were in a rush, weren't you? So you kind of...
I just rang you, didn't I? I said, I'm outside, but I need to go. So
yeah.
What is it you want?
So I ran out with a fridge magnet, which was kind of a funny colour one, like a letter, which was a kid's magnet, and they make little messages for us on the fridge and stuff. And I did. I put that on your arm and it just fell off, didn't it? Mm-hmm. And then I thought, well, have I got any stronger magnets or any other magnets? So I quickly ran back in the house. I said, just give me 1 more minute, Mum. And we had these child locks, which you put them on the cupboard, and the key for it is like a little magnet, and it unlocks it so that you can get in, whatever. So I broke that open, ran out with that magnet, and at first it was kind of rolling and flipping a little bit down her arm, like something was pushing against it. And it wasn't until I turned it round, I was like, oh, I know what's happening here, and then placed it on, it stuck. So I mean, it was all really natural. I was like, okay, this works. So then I had no hesitancy about putting it on my social media, you know, because I was like, well, it's just happened in front of me.
So hang on, you filmed this. So you filmed that was the time you filmed it sticking.
Yeah. So I made a 44-second video that was put on my Instagram. I clearly said
Which
on there.
I knew nothing about.
So he didn't tell you.
No. No. Thank you, Carl.
That's all right. Oh, you're famous now, so there you go.
Because the video got a few views, didn't it?
So yeah, I mean, well, in the UK, like on my page, it only has even now about 800, 900 views. But apparently in America, it was replicated many times. The next evening, so I'd gone to bed the evening before, and I'd sat up till about 3 a.m. I was putting the magnet here, I was putting the magnet here. I was just trying to get it to stick to me because, to be honest, I kind of wanted it to because I didn't want anything to be true, you know? I was like, this is unbelievable. And then the next evening, my friend FaceTimed me, and we were speaking, and his partner had had 1 dose of Pfizer 14 weeks before, and he, live on camera, did it and put a magnet on her arm. And I was like, well, he's got no reason to make a prank on me when people are claiming I'm the one making the prank, because surely I'd know the prank better than anyone else. It was just, you know, so I knew that it was true, and his girlfriend was quite upset. So I decided to Google magnet sticking to someone's arm, because I didn't know whether, even when people have the normal flu shot, I guess people don't get a flu shot and then go and put a magnet on their arm to see if it sticks. So, you know, it could just be something to do with the ingredients. And the second I Googled magnet on someone's arm, I didn't mention the vaccine or anything. At the top of Google was a Snopes fact check with a picture of my mum's arm claiming that it was false and that a magnet didn't stick at all. And it was just like, wow.
The first thing I knew was
why
when
me?
he phoned me up and said, Mum, that video that I put up of your arm, everyone's saying it's false and I'm lying, but I didn't even know it had gone on.
Oh,
so then I was panicking.
What have you done, Carl?
Yeah. Yeah. So I then I started seeing loads of videos. Someone sent me a 20-minute compilation of different people doing it. And then I got hold of that person and they got me on for an interview, and I just said, look, you know, I tried it, it worked. I don't know what more you want me to say, you know?
Well, this is why I'm here, because basically seeing is believing. And I went through the same process of watching one video going, that's just another little internet illusion.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched the second one, and then Carl, who I've met before, you sent me one with your mum, and I was like, oh, hang on.
Yeah.
And then even then I was like, is it possible that Carl's tricked himself? And it's just
I've done it twice now, and I'm still like, really? Really? Because it is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It really is.
And then I got another friend of mine told me that it happened at their dinner party. They'd checked, there was a few glasses of wine and a person. So anyway, we come down here to see if we can replicate it, because I need to see this with my own eyes, with the camera, and we need to get the angles and check, and we need to see what happens, because there's the whole country, and people in America, people in Italy, all over Europe, everyone's asking the same question: is this real, or is this some sort of internet hoax?
It's the most well-organised internet hoax ever, I have to say.
It does strike me. It does strike me as a possibility.
Because I don't know half the people that have got involved in it, so I don't know how they got the message.
Yeah. So on the table here, we've got a whole bunch of different magnets. Come down. Now, one of these magnets is the original one. Which one was that?
So that was this one. This is the one.
So show us. Let's zoom in on your hand.
So this magnet is the one that I used in the original video. You see at the end of the video that I dropped it on the floor, and it actually a little bit cracked off on the curb.
Is it still magnetic?
It's still magnetic, yeah. So this is another smaller neodymium magnet. You can see that sticks there. Now, as I said, the paper that I read claimed that neodymium, and I don't think it's anything special about the magnet, it's just that they're known as the strongest magnets. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So, should we try and let's replicate it? Let's go. Let's roll the sleeve up. Okay, just let's see the arm. It's coming nice and close.
So you can see, as it's quite a heavy magnet, it does tend to slide quite a bit. I think it's just the weight.
At quite an angle here.
Yeah, so if we push it back in, it starts to fall. But as you can see yourself, that's quite a heavy one.
Okay, well, can we just put that back at the same time? I'll put that arm, show it holding, and then I just want to just move it to somewhere else on the arm so it sticks. Maybe
See,
move
that's
the arm
getting
more
pushed.
at an
That's, I
angle.
think that's the one. See, that was getting pushed off there. So the wrong way around.
Okay, so it's sticking. Now we do have an angle. If I come around here, we can see that there's about, what's that? It's close to 45-degree angle. Okay, Can you just move that magnet about 3 inches down? I want to see if it sticks. Let's try the small one.
So this is again neodymium magnet. You can see it.
This is getting pushed off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, now that sticks. Now, oh wow. So this one, now let's presume, this is of a much less weight. We'll weigh them on camera in a second. But this is obviously about the eighth of the size, even 10% of the weight of the other one.
A lot lighter, yeah, you can feel it's a lot
so
lighter.
can we increase, can you make your arm go more vertical? Okay, it's still sticking. Can you lean over towards Carl so it leads any more? Okay, so once it went vertical, it stopped. Can you stick it on again? And we just want to find the point where this sticks or doesn't stick. Okay, and can you just move the magnet down another couple of inches?
So it is about finding the specific spot, but then once you find it, it's there. And I mean, look, I can take her arm here. I can try and rub that round here, and it's just. But when I move around her arm, find that specific spot where she had the jab.
Did you see it flip then?
Yeah. So there you go. Now it's.
Okay, Carl, I've got an idea now.
Yeah.
Can we swap over? You hold the camera. I want to feel this myself.
Okay.
And actually, okay. Right. So this magnet is the size you can see compared to my little finger here. If you come in a bit closer and have a look, you can kind of see the size. I hope I've cleaned my fingernails. Yeah, I don't know. There's the size of the magnet. Okay. So you come wider, and I'm now going to see if I can. So I realise my hand is kind of covering what I'm doing, but of course there's absolutely nothing sticking here. I've turned it around. We don't know which side is which, so I can see there's absolutely no resistance whatsoever further down here. It's just tumbling down the arm. Okay. Am I going for the right spot?
I think it might be over towards you a bit more, I'm not sure.
Is it?
There it is. Did you see that?
It flipped.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
it's
see?
flipping. Oh my goodness me.
And you felt that?
I could, well, am I on camera here now? Okay, so sorry guys this is live now because we're experimenting to see. So I'm not sure whether you saw what happened. I had the magnet the wrong way, and as I literally pulled it past, the magnet literally jumped and flipped. Like when you're playing with two magnets, so it literally flipped it the right way. It showed me the right way. And then once I'd worked out that point, I went for it again, and that is sticking. Now the angle is, I don't know what the angle is. This is beyond 45 degrees. It's about kind of 30 degrees. So I'm just going to ask you if I can just move your arm a sec. Keep filming. I just wanted to see how vertical we can go, just to see. We're not quite vertical. Just okay. So we've got to this point here. That's about kind of 10 degrees. And then obviously, anybody who does physics will know that there's a certain attraction that's coming here. And that mass, I'm throwing the magnet everywhere. So there's a certain mass that's attracted here, and of course as the arm becomes more vertical, the mass is going to have a greater pull due to gravity coming down, so there's like a tipping point. So my guess would be what we saw before is with a bigger magnet it would only go to a less of an angle before it fell. With a small magnet we managed to come to a higher angle before it fell, but without a doubt we're going to weigh this in a second. We'll weigh the magnets, but without a doubt I've just seen that stuck. So I've verified this with my own eyes, and of course I'm absolutely sure that all of you at home are kind of going,
is this possible? Is this working? Has Carl tricked Mark? As Mark tricking us or anything? But I've just come down, I can see that 100% myself. Absolutely astonishing. Okay, just flip there again. And then we go to stuck. Okay, I've just done it twice now. This is like a normal magnet.
It's pushing it, isn't it?
Did you feel
It's
that?
making it jump, yeah.
So you can probably feel it, like you can feel it on your skin.
I think that's the isotropic magnet, isn't it?
Isotropic,
Grey ones, yeah.
It's pushing it over.
And
look.
that flipped. That flipped. Well, yeah, that's not flipping again. Let me try the other side. Because of course they're not marked, the magnets, we can't see. But this is not the interesting one anyway. Let me try with this one. Oh,
there you go.
Did you see it flip there? Ah!
And there it is.
Did you catch that on camera?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it flips round to the right side.
So it flipped like normal magnets do. They kind of jump because you've got the positive and you've got the negative, and they jump. But that is
that's another
3 times bigger. It's another neodymium one. So, guys, for Snopes, for Fact Check UK, you got it wrong, guys. You got it 100% wrong. I verified this. All you need is a magnet of this size. How do you pronounce it, Carl?
Neodymium.
Neodymium. It's got more than 2 syllables. That's difficult for me. It's a very strong magnet. Just pick these up because, guys, all you have to do, you can get these on Amazon. Go and order some yourself because if you don't believe us, try it yourself, film it, send it to us. We'll make a nice little compilation of all the videos and we'll put them together because everyone is saying this isn't a real thing, and this is 100% a real thing. And just again, how long ago? This was March the
8th.
March the 8th.
Second dose.
April the 8th, May the 8th. So it's 2.5 months later, or roughly. There's still, whatever's in here, there's still enough of it in that one area that it's still holding a magnet after that amount of time. Or did you? Yeah. Wow. There we go. Proven. Right, well, what a brilliant day. I got to see the magnet stick to Carl's mum. So, without a doubt, it happens. I've used my own fingers. I've seen it. I made Carl hold the camera. I think I will leave that live on the video, so I'm sure you've seen it. And I just said, give me the magnet now. I want to see this myself. So, I mean, at the time, your mum, Carl, when you first showed it in the video, after she came to you and said, well, Carl, am I chipped? So, is she chipped? What do you think?
No, my immediate answer was no, I don't think so. And I still don't believe that she has been now. I do believe that something has been put in the ingredients that is causing this magnetic reaction, but I'm pretty much 100% sure that it's not a chip.
Well, a chip are tiny. You can see if a chip is going to pass down the thread of a needle, it's a tiny piece of metal, and there's no way a tiny piece of metal is going to hold a magnet like that, is there?
Yeah, no, there's absolutely no way whatsoever. And people have to do this themselves to understand what I'm saying, but if it was a chip, it would probably stay in one place as well. And rubbing the magnet over the arm, you can clearly kind of create a stronger pull yourself when you move it around. You know, you can tell it's pulling back, and certain areas are pulling back more, which makes me think whatever this isn't in an isolated location, you know, and just in one place. I know, and it all sounds crazy, but I mean, just a message to the fact checkers: when you say there's not a chip, you're right, there's not. But I think you know what it is, and that's why you're saying there's not a chip. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it, I guess.
Yeah, so we've got a magnetic pull there that's definitely, we all agree is not a chip. We agree. So on this one with the fact checkers, yep, it's not a chip.
Yep, agree. Tick. They get a green tick for that one.
Green tick for that one.
one of the ingredients I found was in an old science paper was iron oxide was used to help the mRNA vaccines. But how much iron oxide would need to be in an injection to make the magnet pull like that?
I wouldn't know, but I would assume it's got to be a fair amount, you know.
And probably too much.
For
a vial.
For a vial, yeah. The only vaccinated people this is working on is people that took Pfizer and Moderna. Now, if the fact checkers would like to come out, and it's about time they got called out for it. It really is, and that's why I'm glad we're making this film today, because they can't just get away with taking a woman who's gave 20 years of her life, you know, helping people birth children for humanity. She doesn't do that for the money. You know, her husband's an aircraft engineer earning over £100,000 a year. She doesn't go to work and help people deliver babies and wipe up all the mess because she wants the money. She does it because she cares for humanity. And
to be called a liar.
To be called a liar at the top of Google, to have very prominent figures now saying that it's just not true. It's just not fair to the woman. And say what you want about me, I don't care. I'm used to it, you know. I've always gone against the grain and I've had it my whole life. But my mother, no, I'm sorry, that's a different story altogether. And yeah, people deserve to know the truth. And it's not as if it's hard to do, is it? Just go buy some neodymium magnets, order them off Amazon, £4.49 for a pack of 10, stick one on your arm. And then I'd advise you go and ask your GP why it's sticking to your arm. I mean, they won't be able to tell you, but at least it gets the question out there.
Well, we've got 3 people who've kind of debunked it at the moment. So say debunked this phenomenon, which we've refilmed today, and that's Snopes, Full Fact Check, and Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, he was speaking on it on his most recent podcast, and he was very sceptical. He didn't seem to believe that it was true at all. I mean, who doesn't follow Joe, you know? I've followed him my whole life. I dream of one day having a podcast with 1% of his viewership, you know? But again, another prominent person coming out saying they don't believe this is true. Hopefully this documentary gets out there to him, and maybe he can see that actually, you know,
maybe just find somebody who's had the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine, pick up a magnet and
stick it on their arm.
Just try, because it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But anyway, Carl, let's wind up here today, but let's get back on the Zoom call, and we'll bring up some documents and we'll go over the documents. And we'll see where this paper trail is leading of the magnets. Okay, so catch you later.
Cheers.